I'm Peter Favour, and I've been with the company here at IGA Distribution in Laverton for 27 years. Been a delegate for 25, and it's up to you, Shane. Tell me.
Yeah, my name's Shane Ahmed. I've been part of this perishable warehouse for a bit more than 15 years. Been a delegate for over 10 on day shift. Next is...
I'm Andrew. I've been at IGA Distribution for 13 years, and yeah, I'm not a delegate.
Mick.
Mick, I've been here 30 years and I'll carry me out in a body bag.
Well, basically, when I started back in 1985, we were on a wage of about $328. Now, the same sort of person walking in off the street is on $1,000. And over that time, I realise it's a long time, but over that time it's been we've gone through a lot of EBAs and give up a few things and received a few things, and but without being part of a union, I'm pretty sure the wage wouldn't be at that. We've spent a lot of time out at the gate to get these things, or 4-hour stoppages. The health and safety when I started at the warehouse was just very ordinary. It was atrocious. We had full aisles where we had racks where you walk up to them and push the rack and the whole rack would just sway. And so anything like that now was you'd be stopped straight away, but back then we actually told you had to work in that. Before we started each day in the freezer, we had to go in and actually break the ice off the floor and sweep it, and also work in the freezer without freezer suits. So that was one of the things that we sort of sat on and made sure we got, because to just work with overalls in a freezer was just ridiculous. But there were plenty of issues that if you were one out, that the company they just have you pinned. But being a union, you've got the solidarity, and with the right mix of people, you can achieve anything. Probably a year after I'd started, we actually lost half of our employees. We went from 30 workers down to 14, and the retrenchment packages that they were giving them at the time was 2 days for every year. The 14 of us went out on strike for over a week and got those boys 2 weeks for every year. I think $1,000 ex gratia payment, 10% extra for people over 45 years old. And without us sticking together and having a union behind us, well, none of us would have had a job, and those boys would have walked out with hardly any money. That's just a couple of examples of, I think, just having an NUW behind us. The NUW was there with us the whole time, and they've been really good support. I mean, obviously, some of the issues that we come up with, we sort of need, well, a few more brains, and that's what we're given by the NUW. And if we didn't have that, well, the only other way is you pay for a solicitor, and we know that's sort of big dollars and that. And but we always feel that NUW are right behind us, and I'm happy that they are our union. Shane.
Okay, yeah, the union here is very strong. When I started, probably 15, 16 years ago, things were already in place, set by Peter and Mick that have been here for quite a while. But the 4-day-a-week roster, which caught my eye, and they caught the eye of many others, and they've been in the company for so many years now because they love the 4-day roster. They get a day off every week. Also, part of negotiations over the years, we've managed to achieve 6 weeks annual leave every year. That was due to giving up 4 public holidays, which we've got 6 weeks every year in return. We also receive not the standard holiday loading, which is 17.5%. We get 25% on our annual leave. All these things were all fought for, negotiated through our delegates and with our organisers, set down with the company, and we've got these really good conditions. That's why a lot of people within this company have served a lot of years, 15 up to 30 years, a lot of people here, and they don't want to leave. And these guys, when they do start on new, it's quite attractive because they've been in other parts of the industry, and they can see they're well below standard, or below what we receive. Our conditions are very good, and that's all due to the NUW, and we're very appreciative of that. Thank you. We've had a lot of different managers over the period of time I've been here. I've been here, like I said, for 15 years. I think I've had about 7 or 8 managers. and they've tried the bullying tactics, which don't work. They've tried to push people into the ground. They've tried to increase productivity, but people just dig their heels in even more, and they work against the company. And we're here, 9.5-hour days, which we do here. We see each other more than our own families. Now, we'd rather have a happy environment here, because we've got to see each other every day, and we've got to work with each other, and we spend more time with each other than our own families, like I said. So overall, the company's got no benefit of treating us badly. They're better off overall working together with us, and we'll go a lot further together. So,
and I find that we have a better quality of worker by having permanent workers. Like Shane said, a lot of us that have been here a long time, we tend to be very territorial about our warehouse, and if there are people walking around in there that we're not sure who they are, we often go up and ask, well, who the hell are you? And we sort of make sure, when it comes to things being dropped and whatever around the place, it's generally the blokes that are the permanents that sort of make sure that they get cleaned up and that. The casuals sort of don't tend to feel that this is really anything they have to worry about. They might be here today, they might be here tomorrow. So my suggestion to anyone starting in a warehouse, especially if it's a unionised warehouse, is to definitely join the union. You're making yourself part of a family and a group of people that it's the old saying what I've told my kids, and they say when they see it on telly and say, oh Dad, what's this all about unions? And we always hear blokes like Tony Abbott saying, oh, big unions are really bad. Well, and I tell my kids, well, all the unions is a group of workers that stick together and use like something like the NUW as our brains up a bit higher for us, because if we are to stick together, we're a lot harder to fight than if you're one out. It's the old pack mentality of attack the one that's by himself and leave the group alone. And all the benefits that we've received over the year have come because we've just totally stuck together. We've been out on disputes together, we've sat down together, and basically you tend to end up more friends with people when you are part of something like that. And I know that some of the disputes we had, that when I hadn't been there long and we sat out on a picket line for a week, well, we all became good mates. It's as simple as that. And because we're all fighting for the same cause. And if you want to go one out, fine, but I reckon don't expect anybody to come in fighting for you if you're not going to be part of a group. And it's just so much harder for management to fight you if you're part of a union. And if you want to win some increases in that, join a union and be part of it. It's as simple as that.